everybody, welcome back to my channel. Chloe here, and we're going to be checking another look at First Bite today. So, if you didn't catch the last episode, where were you? Where have you been, babe? I don't know. I don't know where you've been. You clearly haven't been subscribing, and you clearly haven't hit the notifications bell. So, that's on you. Sorry. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at this game today. So last time we basically walked into this vampire's house when we were struggling to stay alive. This is First Bite game, so this is First Bite, so it has 26 different ways to die, I believe, so far in this game. So far. This is a fully released game, so yeah. Valeria narrows her eyes at me as Ilias palms his fist. He looks pretty keen on ripping me to shreds.
Illy? Not yet.
A moment of raw tension
This
passes.
better be as fun as you seem to think it will be, Laurel. I can think of a million better ways to spend my time.
Twitter, for example. Why would you spend your time on Twitter, babe? Laurel pointedly ignores her.
What exactly drove you to fling yourself into this pit of vipers, human?
My lust for death. At least grumbles.
God, it's so boring when you play Puppet Master. I'm over it. Enough talking. I'm taking what's mine.
Luke passes over Valeria's face like she's suddenly reconsidering things. You suddenly don't want to hunt them now, Illy.
Come on.
They're just standing there like we owe them something.
A hunt can take many forms, Ilias.
Even that of light chit-chat. Ilias throws them both a look of open disgust, but his sigh sounds a lot like defeat, however temporary that may
I'll
be.
make it fun for you, Illy.
If I don't, I'll finally bring that pretty little clerk home for dinner.
I'll even let you have the first bite.
The beefy vampire remains unconvinced. Let's bring out the big gun, shall we? And here I was, saving this treat for a special occasion. Ilias
Humor
perks
me,
up a bit.
and I'll hand over that extra special, super rare Wagelad spread from the 1992 Party Down edition of Glow Rods Weekly.
I'm sorry, what? Do I want to Google what that is? I feel like I don't want to Google what that is.
The one with the,
Yes.
and the...
Yes.
Okay, yes, I do not want to Google what that is.
Fine, human. Check this shit out.
Okay, so he flexes. You read enough in dirty magazines to know that humans are definitely capable of achieving such a body.
I'll also take the liberty to remind you that you had those muscles when you were alive.
Yeah, well, can a human do this?
Drops to the ground and straight into a planking
Get on my
position.
back, Laurel! You too, Val.
Fuck.
Cannot be serious. Laurel doesn't seem to mind the request and sits astride him like they're riding a pony. The huff Valeria follows suit. It's an interesting sort of vampire pyramid.
What?
He begins doing push-ups with one finger. What is going on? What is happening to me? One second I'm practically begging for my life and the next they're trying to impress me with their talents. I don't know what to think as my mind boomerangs from terrified to fascinated to enthralled. This certainly isn't what I had in mind and all the times I've dreamed about watching three hot vampires ride each other. I'd be lying if I said that this is exactly
I'm
what I
sorry
expected.
to tell you that everything you've learned from your insipid modern media is likely wrong. Laughable at best.
Everything? Laurel and Valeria dismount and Ilias huffs as he stands to join them. Yes, everything. I have so many questions. What about holy water? All it does is get you wet. And if you wanted to get wet, there are a lot more fun ways to do that. Want to go on my water slide? What about
Do
coffins?
I look like I sleep in a coffin to you? Who do you think I am? Fucking Nosferatu?
I mean, maybe. Like, why are you judging Nosferatu? He was the OG. Hold on a minute. Are you saying Nosferatu is
In
real?
a way, I suppose.
Dracula is very real, and Nosferatu was based on him.
You
so-
know, I actually knew Dracula personally.
Ugh.
Vampires may not age, but the way that Laurel and Ilias seem to wither at the prospect of listening to her tell another story seems to sap a few centuries off their infinite
Oh,
lifespan.
it was all very exciting at first, the whole King of Darkness thing. But then you come to realize that he's far too invested in the wrong kind of impaling.
Does she mean pegging?
Ah, such a waste.
You had sex with
Oh,
Dracula?
well, of course I fucked him. I'm not stupid. Oh, he's 6'7" and built like a god. I'm just saying, it's unfortunate that he showed more interest in skewering his enemies than me. And I'm not going to beg any man, Dracula or not, to pay me attention.
My mind is officially blown. Okay, now I have to ask, what exactly is the difference between vampire sex and human sex?
Oh, you poor creature. You have no idea. It's better than your inadequate human mind could ever possibly imagine.
I'm afraid and intrigued.
We can physically see lust spiraling off of bodies like smoky tendrils, can taste the pheromones that linger on the tip of gasping tongues.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like sensory overload. Can I, like, get that, but, like, subdued? We'd smell every bead of sweat and that. A plethora of aromas. Sweet, salty, and...
It rules!
Himbo. Or are we still talking to our dinner?
Yes, that would be you. Sans a good garnish.
I know to be pretty tasty.
My urge to kill it is dissipating. This human has no sense of self-preservation.
It's no fun if you're not scared. It really has been too long since I had a good, hot, fresh meal. Staring at 3 sets of white scarlet eyes, I feel like I'm standing on the precipice of something. Something terrifying and life-ruining. But my heart is racing like I've just won the lottery. I think back to my dream. Was it a premonition? Was the universe predicting my untimely death at the hands of these 3 monsters? You know what would make this mortal's blood taste better?
I want to play with them. Make it last.
Okay. Step forward again. Just on the edge of too close, and their hungry gaze roams my body like they're sizing me up for feasting. The eagerness inside me awakens, stirring curiously, and it takes every ounce of my remaining willpower not to tip my throat to the surroundings.
I want to kill him right now.
Okay.
And I call dibs.
Okay. An instant, Elias is racing toward me. His outstretched arms grab my shoulders and we topple over. As I hit the floor for the second time this evening, I feel a very real sense of deja vu wash over me. He licks his lips before baring his cruel fangs.
Wait.
Valeria bends over and leans closer, long silky hair falling in my face. She traces the curves of my cheek with her fingertip, trailing down
Tell me
my
your
jaw.
name.
Swiggity, that would just get you killed!
Well, no. Laurel here seems to have taken a liking to you. So that means you have one final chance to plead your case.
Man, I'm tired.
Good luck. And don't fuck it up.
Okay. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Okay, we're on part 2 now. I'm anxious. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. This isn't exactly what I had in mind when I left my house earlier this evening on the lookout for an adventure. You went out at 3 a.m. in Portland. What did you expect to happen, baby? Though it might be a situation that has played out in more than a few of my wicked fantasies, I have a terrible feeling that I won't be getting the usual happy ending I imagine. This is definitely not feeling like a running off into the sunset with 3 super ripped, super hot vampires with a gentle breeze blowing through my hair deal. Maybe they'll prop me up on the sofa when they're done draining me dry and dress my corpse with a fashionable pair of sunglasses, if I'm lucky. They certainly seem like the type. Focus, sweetie. Ilias, who still has me pinned to the floor, is staring at me, a frown pinching his brow, and I wonder if maybe he can pierce some of the weird shit currently swirling around in my brain. Valeria, still hovering close enough that I can smell her sweet perfume, grows more menacing by the second, and Laurel, quiet, contemplative, terrifying Laurel, is wearing a smirk that could kill you from 100 yards away. They're leaning against the wall, watching the whole thing go down from a safe distance. It could be worse, maybe. If they want me to tell them why they shouldn't just kill me here and now, I better put my back into it. As a writer, I'm notoriously good at bullshitting, or as ghosting user Monster Effer 69420 commenting, presenting a fantasy that is people desperate for more. I need to figure out how to convince them not to rip up on my throat and suck my life away. And if I fail, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad either. I'd go in out of service of something I love, and then I'd have a light bulb moment. A terrible, ill-advised, monumentally stupid light bulb moment. Wait! Elisa and Valeria pull back quickly as if struck, their heads tipping to the side in the same way a dog would if you shook a treat box. Laurel just huffs a laugh, but it doesn't look they plan on stopping me from further pleading my case. I have to wonder if these 3 ever managed to have a fresh meal. They probably aren't going to be threatened. I wouldn't be like you. I have a proposition for you. Say I do end up with all the bargaining chips. What exactly do I want? I'm a paranormal writer. Am I content to just leave with only the memory of this insane night, trying to do justice in my writing? Or do I want something more? A souvenir, a trinket,
We're
maybe?
waiting.
Or, these vampires are clearly... These are vampires. Clearly immortality must be on the table here. I take a deep breath. What would I have to do to convince you to make me like you? To turn me into a vampire? Elias burst into laughter immediately, which is really great for my ego, if not expected, actually. But when I turn my eyes from his doubled-over hulking form and look at Valeria and Laurel, they seem to be intrigued.
That's hilarious. A really good one. I forgot humans could be so funny.
Talk.
I mean, I'd be stupid not to ask, right? I've literally dreamed of an opportunity like this my whole life. Can you blame me for not taking the risk? You're gonna kill me regardless, I think. Valeria shrugs and looks at
The human
Laurel.
isn't wrong.
Elias snaps his head from side to side quickly, looking between his two comrades like they just grew horns.
Are you actually pausing right now? Why aren't we chowing down?
Ugh.
So if you really want this, convince us.
Oh. My mouth falls open, then closes. Open, close. Right, I can do that. What have I done? I feel Elias's grip on my shoulders loosen as he swings his leg over to stop straddling me. Reluctantly, he sets me free and I instinctively sit up, scooting my knees
We're
into my
expecting
chest.
some good entertainment this evening now, you know. Though I'll warn you in case you haven't already guessed, we're a pretty tough crowd.
I gulp, but I can work with that. This is just a game, right? A very stupid, very deadly game, but I've been gifted a few more turns to make this work in my favor. And hey, I've played tons of games. I'll just have to use all my charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to turn the tables. Judging by the looks on their faces, the longer I dilly-dally, the hungrier and more impatient they will get. And like I already said, and like they already confirmed, the odds of me walking out of here alive are virtually non-existent. That's more than fair. I pause, letting the words hang in the air. Knowing that now that I have the full attention of the vampires, I use my next turn to stand up and brush myself off, making sure my stance is as confident as I can muster. They don't need to know that I'm metaphorically shitting myself, despite them probably being able to hear my heart
It's
screaming
not
inside
every
my
day
chest.
we come across a human who lacks fear when staring death in the face.
Welcome to the millennial generation, as well as Gen Z, as well as... We all just kind of want to die at this point, don't we? Well, firstly, you're all really hot. Valeria rolls her eyes so hard that I think that they might fall out of their skull. What I mean is, vampires are brilliant, fascinating creatures that until tonight I thought were in fact red fiction. I've studied you, written about you. Why would I be afraid to die when it's literally my Freudian death wish dream fulfillment come to life? It's not as pretty as you seem to think.
There's a lot of blood. Like a ton. A whole body's worth.
Yeah, but then you have to clean it up, so like, isn't that exhausting?
Oh, it's especially messy when Illy is involved.
Doesn't count if you don't get blood everywhere. He points at Valeria and the look she gives and makes me think that she might bite his
Plus,
finger
you're not
off.
even half as delicate as you think you are. You get sloppy too.
She turns her nose up at him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Illy is right. Remember that couple in Trinidad?
Ugh.
Oh yeah, she
I
clearly
remember
does.
walking in on the three of you. It was a complete bloodbath. I'll never forget your face.
Don't make me make you forget my face.
And so listening to them talk about their past indiscretions, the idea of joining them on raucous blood-fueled vacation sounds deliciously tempting. I muster up as much willpower as I can to keep my voice steady. I'm serious about what I said. I want you to turn me. I feel 3 sets of eyes narrowing in on all my vital spots. Laura looks me over like a hamster in a
Illy,
cage.
Val, you are always commenting on your woefully ceaseless boredom. Maybe they can liven things up around here.
Maybe I can. They smile at me, and despite it reaching their pretty eyes, it still doesn't quite stick. I'm exceptionally good at making life interesting, if I do say so myself. I can teach you things like gaming, internet shopping, how not to act on Twitter.
We might be old, but we're not stuck in the Victorian times.
Oh, maybe you can fix my computer? It's doing that thing that it always does.
We can talk about your spectacular ability to infect every device we own with porn malware some other time, Elias. But for now, our attention should be on why they want to become one of us.
What? With a wave of her hand, I feel my words die on my
You
tongue.
think it's something we can easily do? Just turn you. Like how humans adopt a puppy?
I mean, kinda, yeah. Well, it's not that hard. Ellie, that's not the point.
None of us chose this life. It's not all amazing Saxon free meals.
It's not? What Valeria means is that it isn't as glamorous as I assume you believe it to be. Valeria steps toward me, closing distance between us. She takes my chin between her forefinger and thumb, making sure I have no choice but to look at her. Why should we even bother letting you continue to waste our precious time?
Oh, entertaining you and your little idea was fun for a second. But I get bored so very easily, and Illy's tummy is going to start growling soon.
Wow, that is so me. I get bored so easily. And she leans closer again, her lips brushing my ear. You won't like him when he's hungry.
Hey, I'm always hungry.
Bruh? I want to mess with people. I want to mess with people. I want to cause utter pandemonium among the masses, to get inside their heads and, you know. It's hard to notice, but with how practiced they clearly are at maintaining their pose, but I swear I see Laura's
That's
lips
all
twitch.
very creative. But what, pray tell, would this utter pandemonium entail?
I go to Walmart. I don't know. Sarcol, whose sole existence would be to worship me. People are so easily swayed when looking for a reason to belong, right? Alright, I have a website full of people enthralled by the things that go bump in the night. I'll make sure I'm the only thing that they dare to think about. Soft huff of a laugh escapes Laurel's lips. It sounds like amusement. I'll take it. Valeria backs down, seemingly content with my answers. There's a brief break in the conversation as she and the others appear to mull over my response. I wait for something, anything to happen. The silence somehow makes me more uncomfortable than vampires themselves. Try to think of something to say to fill the void. You have a cat?
Nasty Dennis, he's not just a cat.
Can I see him? It isn't quite that simple, I'm afraid. He's more fiend than feline.
If you do see him, it's probably a bad omen for you, human.
Is he like one of those cats who sit with elderly people in nursing homes until they die?
Nah, I'll probably just shred your jugular.
So that's where nasty comes from? Got it. Someone is enamored. I don't blame you. He's a fine specimen.
Right.
Despite being a complete bastard, yes. I wouldn't say that I'm enamored.
Isn't
Just curious.
curiosity what killed the cat?
Valeria then gestures towards the gallery wall with a dramatic flourish, presenting a portrait with dainting hands. Nasty Dennis is wearing a shaggy white Persian with a permanent resting murder face, and he's wearing a dashing, tiny red bow tie. Pet the portrait. I do what any smart person would do and walk right up to the portrait of Nasty Dennis to give it a closer inspection. What a handsome murder man. I reach out and scratch his perfect little painted chin, trying to bite back my smile, as I feel the three of them watching me like I just grew
This
another
is
head.
all highly amusing, but we do still have other matters to attend to here. Just because you've lasted this long doesn't mean we won't kill you, you know?
But it was fun while it lasted.
Trying to distract us by using Nasty Dennis as a pawn. I'm on to you, human.
Come on.
I'm getting really hungry. My patience is running out. I'm this close to snapping and eating you right here, right now. Right, that old thing. I'm not sure how much longer I can hold them off like this. After taking a risky game of breaking and entering, trespassing, and most heinously, I interrupted their game night, and now I'm stuck in a game of my own making, one of life and death. I can't just stand by and hope that they'll want to keep me around without putting the work in, especially with such an incredible opportunity being dangled right before my eyes. Like all good relationships, it's not about me. I need to know more about them. I need to know what the hell I'm getting myself into if this all pans out the way that I want it to. You've interrogated me. Now maybe you should let me ask you some questions.
A question for a question seems fair.
Laurel winks at me and extends her fingers, my eyes drifting to the sharp, shiny talons.
But be careful. Any wrong answers in your innards will make a nice table dressing.
Valeria seems to perk up at the prospect of getting to talk about
Okay.
herself. What exactly do you want to know? There are a lot of things that I can think of to ask them off the top of my head, like, do bats make good company, for example? But then maybe I should use my chances wisely and ask something productive. What do you miss most about being human?
Nothing.
Stared at him for like a beat and he seems pretty serious. I expected something a little more profound, I'm not gonna lie. Laurel smiles softly, almost wistfully. Music festivals?
Thousands of bodies sweating out their worries together under a cruel but forgiving sun, laughing
Laurel
and
probably
gyrating in
turned
ecstasy.
last. Are there no vampire-friendly music festivals?
That's a good question. I'm yet to find out.
Probably. I mean, not all music festivals are during the day, right?
Who do you stand in LBS?
What?
Ugh. Fuck.
Oh, it's K-pop. I was like, wait, do they mean BTS? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The only thing that I know for K-pop is Twice and BTS. Yes, like I love that song by Twice. I don't actually listen to a ton of BTS either, so I'm not super familiar. I think I listened to a lot more like Korean rock when I was younger because of like the There She Is animated videos. If you guys don't remember what those are, you can look them up. They were a series of videos about like this cute little cat and this little bunny, and they were uploaded onto Newgrounds at the time. That was where you would go to watch like a lot of these either fan-made or like inappropriate, or like just Newgrounds was just back in the early 2000s. That was where it was at, and that's where I would watch There She Is with my brother. Yeah, and like the music from that is still good. Like Bulldog Mansion's like Happy Birthday is super, super good. I really love I don't know who wrote the song, but it's called Imagine, and it's inspired by John Lennon's like Imagine. But it's like the ending song, and it's very, very cool. I really love that music. I guess I'm not big into K-pop. I feel like if I let myself listen to it more, I feel like I would fall in love with it, because what songs I do listen to from K-pop, I really do enjoy. I was also like really big into J-pop, like with Utami Hikaru. I listened to like a lot of her things. Oh my god, like Keep Trying is still a bop, gang. That is such a bop. It is such a and First Love, that song like breaks your heart over and over and over again. Sa iko no kisu wa tawa kono flavor agashita mira kutatsu nari karui. I probably totally butchered that, admittedly. But, like, it's just got this very poetic flow to it, which I really, really love. And I remember, like, reading that first line where it opens up with her basically saying that she talked about the last kiss, and she's like, it tasted like tobacco, and it had no flavor. And something about, like, it making her feel sad. It's a really good song. Please look it up when you feel sad. You'll enjoy it. I've gone off on this tangent long enough.
1. How does a 3-day hunt in the woods sound to you?
It sounds like The Purge, and I didn't like that movie.
2. How do you like your blood to taste?
Salty.
3. Where is your favorite place to bite someone?
Behind the high school bleachers. Final answer.
4. What are your opinions on swords?
Is this a sexy question? Someone's eager. Fancy nibbling on a good collarbone.
Oh, I do appreciate the way you talk about bones.
I feel my cheeks start to heat, and by the way Ilias is looking at me, his chest heaving, I think I might have excited him.
Are you quite finished hogging the human, Illy?
Ilias pouts, and Valeria pats him on the chest, and then she's staring me down, a deadly look in her eyes.
Tell me, if given the chance, how would you try to impress a fine specimen of a vampire like myself?
Take you to Costco, baby, with my Costco membership card. That's all I got. That's all I got. Can the ladies hit me up? I got a Costco card now. She pokes at one of her fangs with her tongue. It feels like a threat. A sexy one. I think a story, because she's... Yeah, she likes being the center of attention.
Ah, yes. Val talking about herself.
I feel like these guys are all
Something
gonna
none of
kill each
us
other
have
before the end of
ever
the
heard
night.
before.
Oh my god.
You two can piss off.
at
I'm going
that.
to be famous.
All these questions, all this incessant prodding. This is either the weirdest job interview I've had or the best speed dating session I've ever been to, and I can't tell if I like it or love it. Before they prompt me for more information, there's something I'm desperate to ask about. Powers, abilities. I know they have them, and I want to know it all. If I'm potentially going to be a vampire by the end of the night, I should be well informed about what my new body will be capable of. I want to know all about the cool vampire shit you can do.
Interesting priorities. Though it's a fair question.
Threads of truth, you mortals.
The added benefit of near miraculous strength has its perks, but being a walking polygraph makes living in the shadows of humanity that much more entertaining.
Yes. I'm basically good at everything. But if I've got to pick just one,
Are you himbo, beautiful bastard?
sharpened senses. I can hear a mouse's heartbeat at the other end of the house. I could smell you before you even set foot in here.
Well, being young and beautiful forever certainly has its perks, but if I simply had to choose one thing, I'd say that I quite enjoy thralling people. How there's something inherently satisfying about bending people's will before ripping their throat out. You know, there's an art to it.
Those were all mildly terrifying. That sounds incredibly cool and fun. Don't do drugs. The three of them look very pleased with themselves. It's getting late, or early, and I can feel the anxiety pangs in my chest as they stare at me with thinly veiled impatience or judgment. I can't quite tell. My quick-firing brain is telling me that they're talking about me telepathically or something. The silence is deadly. I've pleaded my case for long enough, and I really can't stand to wait around anymore. It's time. Did I pass the test? I don't think I did. I have one last question.
Call me curious, but if you had to choose one of us to be your sire, who would you pick?
Clearly, there's only one correct choice.
Laurel?
Pika Pika, I guess.
What, Laurel? Laurel, baby, you clearly died before Pokemon Gen 1 aired.
Well, is that your final answer?
They'll look at me.
Oh, well, I found myself marginally less bored than usual. I'm still on the fence.
I'm afraid.
No, Valeria, you're on the floor.
I was only mildly
Oh
entertained.
my god.
I know what you can do to make it up to us. Leave.
What?
Just like that.
Okay, bye. Thanks for letting me live.
Who said anything about living?
Oh shit.
Silly little bird.
Oh fuck.
I love a good chase.
What do you mean? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. No, I'm dying.
We do love it when you struggle.
Oh no. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Foolish mortal. Oh, god damn it. I died. Okay, fine. Fine, fine. I choose none of you. None of you. Wait, is any of you an option?
Well, is that your...
Yes.
Oh, well, I found...
No, Valeria.
I was a...
I know what.
Damn it. God damn it. Okay, hold on. What if I pick Valeria?
Well, you're... Oh, well, I found myself...
No,
I was a...
Frick. Oh no. Okay, well, Ilias, what about it?
Well,
Oh, God No, I keep dying. Okay, never mind. None of these pigs are my parents.
You fucking what?
Is there anyone around here who would be down to turn me? Maybe some vampire friends? Valeria's dead-looking hand darts out, connecting squarely with my chest and shoving me down into the carpet so hard and fast it knocks the wind out of me. Before I can even speak, her silhouetted foot is pressing down onto my neck, cutting off my breathing. Who do you think you are, coming into our house and rejecting our generosity? You loathsome little twat.
You don't deserve the luxury of dying with my fangs in your neck.
Elias is already looming over me, his golden eyes now terrifying
You do
red.
deserve to die with our fangs everywhere else, though.
Oh!
But don't worry, kitten. We won't turn you. We'll just drain you dry. The garden could do with some new fertilizer. My flowers...
Ooh! Oh my god. Psst, 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 psst. Nasty Dennis's rejection is as cruel as it is swift. Those dainty white paws slap my hand away, tearing my wrist open in the process. As my vision begins to fade and my mind empties, the last thing I feel is the rough sandpaper tongue of a cat. You died. Meow. Ah, okay, so I've died a couple different ways. Okay, so unfortunately we have to bring this episode to a close, but I will go ahead and I will play around in the next episode. We probably are just gonna, I'm gonna click around and, pick different choices and see where I can end up. So, if you liked this episode, please leave a like on this video, because it really does help the channel out a lot. Also, consider subscribing. When you subscribe, be sure to hit the notifications bell so you get updates on when I upload future episodes. Without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Bye! I would like to give a very special shout out and thanks to my patrons, AceWolf741, Deep Dive Dylan, D. Roberts, Brian White, Deevil J, Caleb Putnam, Robin Harper, Bob Conway, Cody Webb, and Maticus Sama.